So the 40 plus. We'll probably see some quite quick times here, Tom, I think is fair to say, isn't it? We've got 3 times 600 metres, and for the first time today we will see the 10 metre shooting range. So the targets have been put back, and the athletes with a little bit more of a challenge here.
Definitely 10 metre shooting is so much more different to 5 metres, because you have less a margin for error, so you really have to make sure your sights are lined up on your target.
Yeah, is this something that you practice?
So for my competitions, I'll shoot 10 metres.
You shoot 10 metres, of course, yeah. So yeah, it's how is that step up then from 5 to 10? Is it quite difficult to get your head around?
It's a bit of a shock, but then you sort of get into it and you adapt, and then it becomes the new 5 metres.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. There's your start list, the second page. You've got 7 athletes in semi-final A. In semi-final B, we also have 17 athletes. A reminder, the top 3 automatically qualify, and then the next 18 highest ranked athletes will qualify in the next positions. So yeah, there's still plenty of opportunities to get yourself in the final if you are outside that top 3. And we are getting ready then to start our commentary here live on UIPM TV of the Masters 40 plus. We will then have our second semi-final before a string of finals. We will be bringing you 8 finals back to back, starting with the Masters 50 plus, the under 19s, the juniors, the seniors, the under 13s, the under 15s, the Master 40 plus, and the under 17s.
Hello. Over 30. First semi-final in 30 seconds.
So here we go then, getting ready to begin our coverage here on UIPM TV of our first semi-final in the Masters 40 plus category. Athletes from the likes of Latvia, Portugal, France, Great Britain, South Africa and Spain. 10 seconds until the start of this race then.
Take your marks.
Here we go, and we are underway in the Masters 40 plus, and you can already see a big difference in pace between the 40s plus and the 60s plus.
No athletes.
And don't forget, slight change of things here, 3 times 600 metres plus 10 metres. We will be seeing 10 metres now consistently right up until the under 13s final.
Number 2.
So far, I think it's the French athlete who's starting to pull ahead.
Christine Surratt, yeah, looks like she's
And the Latvian athlete.
Number 4.
So we will wait for the athletes to make their way out of the shooting range, and then we will see who is where. So out in front is Andra Novitska from Latvia. Is way out in front, in fact, and Novitska in this first semi-final of 2 is out and out in first place. In second place it is Christine Surratt.
Line number 8. Patricia Lopez, line number 9.
So a minute 26 into this semi-final, and the athletes are well and truly underway. Top 3 automatically qualifying for the final, and the 18 fastest qualifiers will make their way through. Here we go then. Novitska is leading. Surratt from France is in second place, so Latvia first, France second. At this point, Tom, Novitska probably feeling pretty confident she'll be in the final.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, she's not going to be too worried, so she's got more time to focus on making sure she's got a decent performance, and she can start to not relax, but doesn't have to push herself too hard.
I mean, obviously you've got to get through the race, you've got to make sure you're still shooting well, but it does take away a bit of the pressure when you've built up a big lead on that first lap, like
Definitely
is
does.
the case with Nowicka.
I think she's just coming back into the shoot now. Has a little look at her watch, checking her pacing.
So here we go, the second shooting routine.
5 green lights or 50 seconds.
So the second shooting routine now, and it's those 3 breakaway athletes still in control of things.
As fast as possible to get a place in the final.
And yep, Andra Nowicka leads the way. Another solid shooting round from the Latvian. And that lead has just grown ever stronger. And if you are a fan of Latvian laser run, you'll be watching on now with a big smile on your face. Marina Cardona has moved up into second place. And the French athlete Corinne Fassi-Ferry has moved up into third. Claire Carman from Great Britain is putting a bit of pressure there on that battle. She's just 4 seconds behind. Your top 3 though. Nowicka in first. Number 1 on their jersey, number 1 in the race, and number 2 on the jersey of Marina Cardona. Cardona, a winner medalist of the UIPM previous events. Andra Nowicka, an international level pentathlete in the past, multiple winner of UIPM Masters World Championships in pentathlon, first place individually in the UIPM Biathlon Triathlon World Championships in triathlon, third place individually at 2021 UIPM Biathlon World Championships, winner of UIPM events as well, UIPM Masters Working Group member, and she is in a league of her own here as we approach getting close to that third and final shoot here in the semi-final. So Nowicka leads, Surratt in second, and Nowicka's lead, Tom, just seems to be growing and growing.
Yeah, exactly. I think she can afford to start toning down, getting ready for the final. But if you're feeling strong, you're feeling strong, and she's coming into her last shoot now. So this will be the make or break, really.
Let's keep an eye on Nowicka's final shoot then. Makes the first, makes the second. It's 3 out of 3 from Nowicka here, shooting incredibly well. Make that 4 out of 4, and this is what it does when you've got a big lead. Sub 10 seconds, solid shoot that from Nowicka.
Very good shoot, regardless of what age group you are.
Yeah.
At 10 metres, that is a very solid shoot.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that, would you?
I'd be very happy with that.
What sort of time do you shoot?
So, 9-15 seconds.
Anything sub 10 seconds in laser on shooting is very solid indeed at 10 metres, that's for sure. So let's see how Surratt and Cardona get on. Surratt makes it 2, misses the third though. And Surratt is struggling to close this out now, so starting to come under a bit of pressure here. This gives
see the number 1 starting to celebrate already.
Yep. Certainly justifiably as well. Well, Surratt is still at the shooting range and is knocking on for 40 seconds here.
I think she's got a good 300 metre lead at the moment.
Well, yeah, you have to feel for Christine Surratt, who has shot for 42 seconds. That has Cardona, so that's really mixed things up. So this battle now for second and third, if we can somehow find pictures of that, will actually be really interesting.
This is only the first semi-final.
I think that's her going around the top straight at the moment. Top bend, sorry.
Yeah, we're just trying to find out these battles. So high drama then in this semi-final, as our winner is fairly certain to be Andrea Novitska. And this is the battle, I think, for second and third, and you can see Corinne Fassi-Ferry from France is moving up into second place. This our winner though, Andrea Novitska, makes her way over the finish line, and that is a huge lead and a massive performance, and without question one of the favourites for gold.
That is a very, very good race, to be fair to her, and she doesn't look too tired coming over the finish line as well, so I think she's got more in her for the final.
So Andrea Novitska has done it, and this is our battle for second and third. And you can see, well, it was Christine Surratt who really struggled with that second shooting routine, but it looks like she's moved up into second place again, so I think she'll be safely into the final as well. But we'll have to work on that shooting. And Corinne Fassi-Ferry
did the best time.
So here we go, coming over the finish line is Christine Surratt, taking second place, overcoming that tricky shoot, guaranteeing a place in the final. And there is Corinne Fassi-Ferry coming home in third place.
So is that a 2-3 for France?
Yes, it is. Latvia first, France second and third, with Marina Cardona, who didn't recover from that tricky third shoot, and she will come home in fourth place and should still make it through to the final, but a lot to think about for the final tomorrow, later on in the day, should I say. So just waiting for the rest of the athletes to make their way around. Coming over the line now is Sarah Oliphant. Claire Carmen dropping back a couple of places from a good start earlier on. This semi-final A. Second semi-final will be taking place directly after this. We're just going to wait for the athletes to finish up here. As we close out this first semi-final, and the attention will now turn to semi-final number 2.
As you can see, you've got the last few athletes coming over the finish line.
So just waiting then for Sonia Macheda of Portugal to finish things off, as well as a few of the other athletes. Just a reminder though that we do have the final coming up a little bit later today. The Master 40 Plus final will be our penultimate final after semi-final 2. It is 8 back-to-back finals. We'll have the first 4, which is the Masters 50 Plus, the Under-19, the Juniors and the Seniors, that leading into the awards ceremonies for those events. We then have the Under-13 and Under-15 finals for the Master 40 Plus and the Under-17 finals. Conclude things here on day 1 of the Laser On World Championships here live in Lisbon.
Your final warming up moments.
So congratulations to Andrea Nowicka, who was really in a league of her own.
17 athletes in the second semi-final.
So this is race 8 of
9
17,
Portuguese.
closing in on the halfway stage now. We've got Tom
after
Johnson joining us in the
semi-final,
commentary box.
We have another final over 50. And
Just
the
waiting now
19th
for
final
Maria
at
Pires.
around 11:40. Juniors and seniors finals. And then another awards ceremony.
So this the penultimate semi-final of the day. And here comes what we believe is our final athlete, Maria Pires.
Now, in the second semi-final,
So we'll see a few replays then of that first semi-final. Here we go then. All 17 athletes making their way to the start of the race. A solid start there from Christina Serrat. So Nowicka was shooting very, very well throughout the course of that race, and in doing so has secured her place in the final, Tom. It's good to know that, isn't it? To have that knowledge that you finish inside that top 3.
Definitely is, definitely. I mean, you'll be confident going into it as well, because if you're in the top 3, you're definitely in for a medal in the next race.
Yeah, Nowicka will be one to watch, I think, for that final. Could well be a champion here.
Absolutely.
Line number 4.
It'll be interesting to see who might rival her from this heat.
So let's see our results then. Andrea Nowicka a full 52 seconds ahead of Christina Serrat, who, to be fair, could make up a bit of time, having a very, very slow shoot in that final shooting round. Karine Fassi-Fehi squeezing into that top 3. Marina Cardona and Liana Esterhuizen making up that top 5. It is the top 18 who qualify.
Line number 10, Constance Villepouchet. 11, Maria de Pablo Sanchez. 12 and 13, also Portuguese, Vera Silva and Catarina Sintra.
So we can see the athletes now warming up
14,
for the second semi-final. Semi-final A has concluded.
very difficult one.
And let's talk through some of the athletes to keep an eye on. Well, Rasha Mahmoud, first place individually and first place in mixed relay at the 2021 UIPM Laser Run World Championships in Cairo, Egypt.
And finally, the Spanish. In number 17, Soraya Garcia Alvarez. This our 17 athletes in this second semi-final, which will start in around 1
So building up then to coverage of the second semi-final here on UIPM TV of the Laser on Women's Masters 40 plus category. And then it's from then onwards all finals, Tom.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Only champions from here.
Only champions from here, exactly. And let's take a look then at the start list. Rasha Mahmoud from Egypt, ahead of Patricia Sintes, Ana Menezes, Gemma Oliver, and then a group of Portuguese athletes: Vera Martins, Filipa Lopes. And then moving on to the second page, Constance Lapocha, Maria de Pablo Sanchez, Vera Silva, Karina Sintra, Izanche Shaw from South Africa, Ana Rubles, and then Stephanie Garcia and Soraya Garcia Alvarez. So here we go then, the second semi-final. They're lining up on the start finish straight and off they go, underway, a straight sprint to that first corner. Right. Vera Martins off to a good start and a bit of a coming together. They took the wrong route by the looks of it, didn't they?
Started going to the final already.
Yeah, someone didn't get the memo, did they? But we are underway at the first shoot. And here we go at the shooting range, keeping our eyes on Maria Careco, winner of the IPM GLRCT.
I think it'll be the French athletes away first.
So second semi-final underway here, and a few athletes have timed out in the shooting range, so you have to get the shoot done in 50 seconds. You can see Ana Rubles still at the shooting range, although I think that's possibly a mistake there because she's not made a single target and would have been out by now anyway, so we won't focus too much on that. But leading the way in the early stages, Constance Lapocha from France.
I mean, it's always interesting when it's still quite a tight-knit group.
Well, you can see,
keep it interesting throughout the race.
It certainly does, and Karina Sintra from Portugal has now moved out into the lead, so it's pretty tight this. Now moving up into second place, Soraya Garcia Alvarez from Spain. Karina Sintra has built a bit of a lead here, and that's been the case for all of these races. You've seen one athlete who seems to be a cutting above her rest. Soraya Garcia Alvarez putting a bit of pressure on though, and that is your front three as we approach the last stages of this first 600 meters. 3 600 meters, 10 meter shoots. So at the shooting range once again is our leader, Karina Sintra from Portugal, who misses her first but makes the second. It's a little bit slower here, perhaps a chance for Garcia Alvarez to put a bit of pressure on our leader. And this is a slow shoot here from Karina Sintra, so perhaps feeling a little bit of pressure. She will still probably get away in the lead, but Garcia Alvarez. So Karina Sintra with a really slow shoot, and that more closed the field up. Soraya Garcia Alvarez as well with a 20-second shoot. So Sintra leads. Garcia Alvarez in second place. There you can see that gap has closed right down. Although Sintra is now starting to pull away a little bit. Who's going to come out in third place? Probably Leposha, but we will see. Maybe it wasn't Leposha actually. Still quite a few athletes at the range. It was indeed Constance Leposha who is in third place. Ana Menezes is in fourth. Ijani Shaw in fifth. Maria Carico in sixth. Gemma Oliver in seventh place. In eighth place is Maria de Pablo Sanchez. Felipe Lopez in ninth. Vera Martins in 10th place. But out in front is Karina Sintra, leading the way and stealing the show.
She's definitely going to be comfortable because I think she's got, what, a 35 second lead.
And again, it's worth pointing out this isn't about winning. It's not about coming second or third. It's about getting in that top three, guaranteeing a place in your final. But really, this is just a warm-up, isn't it, to the final?
This is, yeah, you're securing your place, but you don't want to do anything that would jeopardise your performance later in the final, which is supposed to be your maximal. That's the bit that you need to go for.
So a little bit of a battle for the lead going on here between Karina Sintra of Portugal and Soraya Garcia Alvarez of Spain. Three laps, of course, of the 600 metres. And here we go, the final shooting routine. 6 minutes into this race. And there we go, we've got the graphics up on the screen now. So Karina Sintra hasn't made a target yet. There we go, finally makes one after 10 seconds. That's slow, isn't it?
Compared to the athlete who won the previous heat, she would have been out by now already.
Yeah, well out.
Already on her run.
Yeah, I think it's probably a bit early for predictions, isn't it? But I think
it's looking good for, is it Andrea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrea Noviska from Latvia.
I think she's
got half a hand on that gold medal, hasn't she?
Just needs to make sure she's on it again for a final later.
Yeah, she was shooting sort of like 10-15 seconds there, seeing some shots. It was definitely seems to be semi-final 2 is the slower of the two semi-finals. So this is where things do get interesting. If you are outside that top 3, you might start to feel a bit of pressure. No pressure though for our leaders, but we do have a change in lead. Garcia Alvarez has moved up into first place with Petra in second. Sintra in second. So the Spanish athlete moves up into first. Karina Sintra moves down into second with a slightly slower shoot. And there you can see officially our change of leader. Well, you feel perhaps maybe that Karina Sintra is a faster athlete on the track, but you can see there Ijani Shaw is catching on Ana Menezes. So battles across the field. It's important to get inside that top 3. We've established that because this is the slower of the two semi-finals. Soraya Garcia Alvarez is looking pretty safe, but it's that battle for third behind that is really interesting. This battle for first and second is not so important. So it is that battle for third, fourth and fifth that we are interested in. I think it's fair to say first and second are through to the final. can see Soraya Garcia Alvarez. Karina Sintra. Here we go then, this is the battle that we're interested in, and look at that pace from Maria de Pablo Sanchez, who storms past there. Well, we'll see the athletes as they come over the finish line, making their way around the final turn, and we'll confirm who is finishing where. So in first place is Soraya Garcia Alvarez. Really, really good race from the Spanish athlete. She is safely through to the final. Congratulations. And you can see just how big that gap is between her and second place. And here is second place. Karina Sintra maybe took her foot off the gas a little bit towards the end of that race, and absolutely is fine to do so. But here is that battle for third then. If we can get back to those finish line shots, we'll see them coming over the finish line. And here we go. They're coming home. In third place is Maria de Pablo Sanchez. And I can't quite see who that is behind her. There we go. Number 14 is Yanni Shaw, just misses out. Ana Menezes in fifth place.
I mean, this is where the rest of the athletes, they're really fighting for every second, because they don't know the times from the other heat. So it could be, they could be in a sprint finish,
yeah,
but they don't know it.
Yeah, that's the thing, especially at this point. For example, the likes there of Constance Lapocha, who is making her way over the finish line, could be right on the cusp of qualifying for the final. We obviously won't be able to bring you the official classification until later as to who has qualified, but we can guarantee you that the top three are through. As we've got athletes across the field now making their way home, you'd imagine these ones probably have missed out, I think it's fair to say, Tom.
Yeah.
So myself, James Sanadakis, and Tom Johnson bringing you commentary here on Women's Individual Finals Day. Tom Johnson, School Games champion, will be competing in the men's under-17 semi-finals tomorrow.
Semi-finals tomorrow, yeah.
Probably got a few new fans listening from home now. I'll be keeping a keen eye on you there, Tom. You've
brilliant, yeah.
raised your profile.
Splendid.
So we have 17 athletes out on course at the moment. In 10th place is Felipe Lopez. This the Master 40 plus category. And, you know, some of these athletes, you know, you see pentathletes competing into their late 30s, so...
Exactly, yeah.
This is an interesting category, isn't it? A lot of these athletes could still, you know, be competing at their near top level, maybe just even a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah, I mean... Is this the 50 plus starting to walk onto the warm-up?
Yeah, well, we do have our string of finals. A frantic end to our commentary here. I say a frantic end if you are tuning in and enjoying our coverage. We have nearly 3 hours of commentary still to bring you. We are running a little bit behind schedule as well. As we begin to round up the coverage then from this Masters 40 plus category. Coming over the line there, Ana Robles, I believe, although we don't have the information to hand, she is the last athlete out on the course. Let's take a look then of the replays from that second semi-final. So let's take a look then at the official classifications. The results of the second semi-final. Congratulations to Soraya Garcia Alvarez, 16 seconds ahead of Karina Sintra. And we're seeing some big gaps here, aren't we, Tom? The gap between third and fifth was pretty close, just 3 seconds between that. But yeah, we're seeing some gaps between the first and second. It's clear to see that we could have quite a nice battle there between Alvarez, who obviously won that heat, and then the athletes from the previous heat, Andrea Novitska, who was notably ahead in that semi-final.
I think it's definitely going to be down to who shoots better, because the run-in, I think the splits were pretty similar.
So warming up then to our string of 8 finals live here on UIPM TV, live and exclusive. If you are tuning in wherever you are around the world, welcome to the broadcast. Because the under-17s category he will be competing in tomorrow in the men's. But let's have a look at the start list. Andrea Novitska, you'll remember from the qualifying earlier, Christine Serrat, Corinne Fassi-Ferri, Soraya Garcia Alvarez. Lots of athletes will be vying now for this Women's Masters 40 Plus Championship. This is race 16 of 17. So that concludes the ceremonies. And we are now going to get underway with our 40 plus category again. And you can see the start list on your screens. So here we go, the athletes lining up here in our penultimate race. Slightly delayed, this one. Master 40 plus category, 24 athletes in this final. Fastest 24 athletes from the semis. 3 times 600 meters, 10 meters distance between them and the shooting range. You sure you don't want to drop out tomorrow and come join us in the commentary box?
Do you know what? I'm tempted. I'm tempted.
No, we wouldn't want you to. We wouldn't allow you even if you wanted to.
I don't think my coach would be too impressed.
No, given that he put you forward for this as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're primed and ready. All 24 athletes, 20 seconds away from the start of this. All the hard work comes down to this brilliant shot that of all 24 athletes spread across the start-finish line from 1 right through to 24. These are your finalists. These are the athletes that will be competing for the title of world champion. And we're underway here in Lisbon once again for the penultimate time today. A really strong start there from number 17, Vera Martins. We managed to outpace quite a few of the athletes. And they will be straight to the shooting range. Here we go, underway here in this final. Elena Anderson, Felipe Lopez. All the athletes arriving at the shooting range. Claire Carmen first to hit 2, make that 3 targets, 4 targets. Claire Carmen's absolutely in a league of her own, and that must be very satisfying to look back and see clear daylight between you and the rest of the athletes after that first shooting routine.
She's gonna be thrilled with that, definitely. But we definitely have to watch the Latvian, who had a huge lead in their laser run and who was constantly shooting under 10 seconds. So I reckon that might have been a one-off shoot for the Latvian, but you know, we'll see what happens there.
A big thumbs up there from Gemma Oliver, who is enjoying her time out here on the course. Claire Carmen is flying, although coming under pressure here from Andra Novitska from Latvia. And there you can see the start of this race starting to take shape. Wonderful start there from Claire Carmen. She's now being caught on track. Andrea Novitska in second place. Just 2 seconds behind now, and she's made up that time, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's definitely cracked on with her run, but it'll be interesting how she approaches her next few shoots as well, because that's where she was strong in the heat, in the semi-finals.
Maria Carico in third place, Constance Lepocheux in fourth, Felipe Lopez in fifth place, Ijan Shaw in sixth. This race 16 of 17, and we have a change of lead, and Andrea Novitska, if she can shoot well, has put herself in a really good position here and could well make her way back through the field. Claire Carmen was ahead, and as you can see, her pace at the range possibly putting her in a bit of a false position.
Maybe we'll just see what her next shoot's like, because if it's anything like her first one, she's going to be in a really good position to medal for this race.
So here we go, heading to the shooting range once again. And all eyes on Novitska, who is in first place.
Andra Novitska from Latvia.
Novitska and Liga, who is at the shooting range from, surely not from the previous lap. That can't be right, can it? No. But anyway, Novitska gets away.
Might have been just a dodgy first shoot for her then.
Must have been. But we focus on what we do know, and that's Novitska is pretty much in a league of her own here. We mentioned in the semi-finals she would take some beating, didn't we? And that has been the case. She is now, well, countless seconds ahead as we wait to see who comes running in second place. Will it be Claire Carmen again? It will. Claire Carmen emerges in second place. So Claire Carmen doing a good job. Slower shoot the second time round. She's now 20 seconds behind and will start to maybe come under a little bit of pressure from Soraya Garcia Alvarez. Maria Carico in fourth place. Liana Estahuezen in fifth place. Cornini Fassi Ferri from France in sixth. And this is where you maybe will start to see a change in position. Maria Carico. They're all trying to chase down the British athlete, but Andrea Novitska and there you can see a change for third place. So up into second place is Soraya Garcia Alvarez. Now moving up into third place is Maria Carico, and we'll start to see that difference in time in a few moments, and it is massive. And Andrea Novitska has done it basically, hasn't she? Let's crown a champion. 34 seconds and climbing.
It's such a big lead, and it's going to be really hard for anyone to chase that down. Even the way she's shooting at the moment, like she's done it really much.
Here we go then at the shooting range for a third and final shoot. 3 times 600 is the order of play here, and Novitska can afford to have a slow shoot here. She can have a 35-40 second shoot and still sprint on to victory. As it happens, it's going to be sub 15 by the looks of it. Andrea Novitska 12.19, and that is a champion's performance from Novitska, who has made her way out the shooting range before anyone is even close to arriving themselves.
I'm waiting for the celebrations, to be honest, because even in the semi-finals, she was doing spins and everything.
That's true. Yep, Andrea Novitska. Just focusing on getting the job done, but it's going to be interesting to see who gets second place here. Soraya Garcia Alvarez in second place has made 2 out of her 5, 3 out of her 5, 4 out of her 5, trying to get sub 15 here. Misses the 5th shot and gets away in 18.39. So that's looking pretty good for second place for Liana Estahuezen.
42-second lead though.
Whew. Could be as much as a minute by the end of this race, unless Andrea Novitska does slow down towards the finish line, because gold is in the bag.
I think we're still waiting for our third place to come out.
There we are. It's an interesting battle. I think it's Estahuezen who's a minute and 8 seconds behind Andrea Novitska. Soraya Garcia Alvarez was 42 seconds behind. That red line that you can just about see fading into the distance, I mean, that pan back from the cameraman just gives you an idea of just how far ahead the Latvian is. She's been in great form, qualified fastest, and in doing so has given herself a fantastic chance of winning gold here. We'll see the split times in a second, but Andrea Novitska won't care one bit about that. Here she comes round the final corner, heading straight to the start-finish line. She's done it. She's the world champion. She can afford a kiss to the crowd. Andrea Novitska is the laser run world champion in the Master 40+ category, and does so with time to spare.
I mean,
wonderful performance.
What a race! Yeah, I mean, she'll be able to do another laser run after the time when second comes through. The amount of time she's got to recover.
Yeah, she could go back to the shooting range, couldn't she?
Yeah, go another lap.
Soraya Garcia Alvarez is holding down second place fairly comfortably, with Liana Estahuezen comfortably in third. Our top 3 are not really coming under too much threat here. There we go then. Silver for the Spanish athletes, Soraya Garcia Alvarez. And bronze will go the way of Liana Estahuezen from South Africa. So those are your top 3, a league in their own.
Absolutely, that's probably the best way to describe it. I mean, the gap between the athletes is monstrous.
We could have a little bit of a wait now between the rest of the pack and hearing from Andrea Novitska.
Well, I think most of them are all out there. There's no one else to come back into the range now.
Yeah, they're all out on track, aren't they? I mean, this is the final that's been whittled down from the semi-finalists, our 24 fastest athletes. So just a reminder, it's the top 6 from the, well, top 3 from each different category, plus then the 18 next highest based athletes. And starting to make their way over the line. And you can remember back at the start of this race, Maria Carico and Claire Carmen Sicily had a very, very good start to this race with a really, really good shoot. And we are concluding things now. Again, you'll remember Gemma Oliver waving to some friends and family as she crosses the line And I'm going to head to position and leave things for you, Tom, to describe us through the action.
Brilliant.
We're going to try and find Andrew Nowicka for a quick interview.
I mean, even now you've got sprint finishes coming through the finish line at the minute. I think that was the last of our athletes for the Women Masters 40 plus. Oh no, still got a few more. I think these are our final athletes coming through the finish line now. Okay, I think we're going to go to an interview with our world champion, Andrea Nowicka.
Well, many congratulations. You are the world champion. Actually made to look quite easy, but it's never easy to become world champion. Talk to us about the race.
I'm strong woman. No easy. It's very. I'm training, okay. I win.
Shooting went well for you. Running went well for you. How much does it mean for you to be a world champion?
I good shooting because working for this and shooting okay.
And any messages for your friends and family back home? I know your husband is watching as well.
Yes, because it's Nowicka. Husband. Alexander, привет.
Many congratulations. You're the world champion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some very excited and happy words from the world champion there. I think we are now moving on to our last race of the day, our under-17 girls. Here we can see the final results of the Women Masters 40.
Yeah, just going through the official results here. Tom's doing a great job of holding down the airways, and just a little moment of recognition here, Tom. It's the first time we've ever done this, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the first for me.
And that 16 years old, I'd say commentary comes quite naturally to you. So, good luck with the competition. But if ever you want a sideway project into the media industry, you know where we are.
Cheers.
Okay, so we are down to the final race now. It is the laser run girls under 17s, and this is a category we will take your expertise from in a moment, Tom, but first let's just check out some of the replays.
Almost 30 fields. So Alinsal from Australia, lane number 1. Francisca Sá, Portugal. Lane number 2, 3.